screaming started before the song even reached the chorus. Inside Chicago's massive Soldier Field, one unexpected Angel Baby Cam moment suddenly transformed an already electric Bruno Mars concert into one of the loudest crowd explosions of the entire 2026 stadium tour. For nearly 2 hours, the atmosphere inside Soldier Field had been building toward something unforgettable. Fans packed every level of the iconic Chicago stadium, waving red lights, singing every lyric, and turning the venue into a sea of motion long before Bruno Mars even stepped onto the stage. But according to fans, critics, and concert staff, nobody expected one playful audience interaction to completely hijack the energy of the night. The now viral moment happened during the emotional segment of the show connected to Bruno Mars' latest romantic-themed performances. As soft lights flooded the stadium and the opening chords of God Was Showing Off echoed through the speakers, giant cameras suddenly began scanning the audience for what production insiders called the Angel Baby Cam. At first, fans thought it was just another crowd feature. Then Bruno Mars noticed one fan on the massive stadium screen and completely changed the rhythm of the performance. He paused, smiled, pointed toward the screen. And within seconds, nearly 60,000 people erupted. The reaction was instant and deafening. Videos posted across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube captured the exact second Soldier Field lost control. Fans screamed so loudly that parts of Bruno's vocals were nearly drowned out by the audience itself. Some people were jumping on seats. Others were crying. Entire sections of the stadium began chanting while Bruno laughed and tried to continue singing through the chaos. It felt less like a concert and more like the entire stadium exploded emotionally at the same time, said Chicago-based music critic Daniel Harper after attending the show. You could actually feel the structure vibrating under the crowd reaction. I've covered live music for over a decade, and I honestly haven't heard Soldier Field that loud since championship sports nights. That statement may sound exaggerated, but videos from the event appear to support it. Multiple fan recordings showed security staff and camera operators visibly reacting to the sound level after the crowd reached its peak volume. One backstage crew member later described the moment as completely unplanned but absolutely magical. What made the interaction so powerful wasn't just the camera itself. It was Bruno Mars' timing. For years, Bruno Mars has built a reputation as one of the few modern pop stars capable of controlling an arena with pure instinct. Unlike heavily scripted stadium performers who follow every second of a production timeline, Bruno often leaves room for improvisation. According to tour insiders, that flexibility has become one of the defining strengths of the romantic tour. Bruno understands emotional pacing better than almost anybody in live entertainment, said veteran concert producer Alicia Monroe, who has worked on multiple major U.S. tours but was not directly involved with the Chicago production. He knows exactly when to create tension, when to slow things down, and when to let the audience become part of the performance. That Chicago moment worked because he recognized the crowd energy instantly and leaned into it naturally. That instinct may be the biggest reason Bruno Mars continues dominating stadium audiences nearly 2 decades into his career. The Chicago performances at Soldier Field were already among the most anticipated stops of the year. Tickets sold out rapidly, with fans traveling from neighboring states including Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan. Hotels around downtown Chicago reportedly experienced major increases in bookings tied directly to concert weekend traffic. Outside the venue, thousands of fans gathered hours before gates opened. Some wore custom jackets inspired by Bruno's retro Las Vegas aesthetic. Others recreated looks from Silk Sonic performances. Vendors lined the surrounding streets selling unofficial merchandise while fans blasted old Bruno Mars hits from portable speakers in parking lots. By sunset, the atmosphere already resembled a championship event more than a typical concert. Then the music began. Opening performances from Leon Thomas and Anderson .Paak, performing in his DJP.We persona, immediately elevated the crowd's energy. Anderson .Paak especially drew massive reactions from fans after mixing funk classics with aggressive crowd interaction. Witnesses described the opening set as organized chaos that perfectly prepared the audience for Bruno Mars' entrance. When the stadium lights finally blacked out before Bruno appeared, thousands of phones lit up simultaneously across Soldier Field. The noise became almost overwhelming before a single note was even played. Then Bruno Mars walked onto the stage. The opening sequence reportedly triggered one of the loudest crowd reactions ever recorded during a non-sports event at the venue. Fans near the floor described feeling physical pressure from the screaming around them. He entered like a prizefighter, one attendee said in a viral social media post. The entire stadium shook before he even sang one word. From there, the performance only escalated. Throughout the night, Bruno Mars moved effortlessly between explosive dance records and emotional ballads. Songs like 24K Magic, Locked Out of Heaven, and Treasure transformed Soldier Field into a giant synchronized dance floor. Meanwhile, slower performances created moments where nearly the entire audience sang together under glowing lights. But it was the Angel Baby Cam sequence that changed everything. According to several audience members, the atmosphere shifted the moment Bruno began interacting directly with fans shown on the giant screen. Instead of treating the segment like a quick gimmick, he stretched the moment, joked with the audience, and reacted in real time. That authenticity mattered. In an era where many fans criticize live shows for feeling overly rehearsed, the Chicago moment felt spontaneous, real, human, and audiences responded immediately. One viral clip showed Bruno laughing uncontrollably after a fan dramatically collapsed into her friend's arms when the camera landed on her section. Another video captured entire rows of people screaming while Bruno improvised vocal runs directly toward the screen. Within hours, hashtags connected to the moment began trending across multiple social media platforms. Entertainment bloggers quickly labeled it the Soldier Field explosion. Music commentator Rachel Lynn described the scene as the exact kind of unscripted concert moment modern audiences crave. "We live in a time where audiences can sense when interactions are manufactured," Lynn explained during a post-show live-stream discussion. What happened in Chicago felt genuine. Bruno Mars didn't just perform to the crowd. He performed with the crowd. That's why the reaction became so emotional. The moment also highlighted Bruno Mars' unusually strong connection with female audiences across multiple generations. Inside Soldier Field, teenage fans screamed alongside couples in their 30s and longtime listeners who have followed Bruno since the early 2010s. Few artists maintain that level of cross-generational appeal inside a stadium environment. Industry analysts say that versatility is a major reason Bruno Mars remains one of live entertainment's safest and strongest ticket sellers. While music trends continue changing rapidly, Bruno's combination of old-school showmanship, live vocals, and charismatic crowd control keeps him relevant with both younger and older audiences. He understands spectacle without losing personality, said entertainment journalist Marcus Reed. A lot of performers can create visual moments. Very few can create emotional moments this naturally in front of 60,000 people. As the Chicago show continued, the crowd somehow became even louder. By the final act, fans were singing entire choruses louder than the stadium speakers themselves. During Just the Way You Are, thousands of lights illuminated the night sky while Bruno temporarily stepped away from center stage to let the audience take over the vocals completely. It became one of the evening's most emotional scenes. Some fans were visibly crying. Others stood frozen, simply trying to absorb the atmosphere around them. One couple reportedly got engaged during the performance, according to nearby audience members who shared videos online afterward. That emotional intensity has become a defining characteristic of the romantic tour. While previous Bruno Mars tours leaned heavily into non-stop dance energy and funk-driven spectacle, this production appears more focused on emotional interaction and audience immersion. Even visually, the concert reflected that change. The stage design combined vintage Vegas-inspired lighting with cinematic camera work that emphasized crowd reactions as much as the performer himself. Instead of isolating Bruno Mars from the audience, the production continuously pulled fans into the visual storytelling. The Angel Baby Cam became the clearest example of that philosophy. It wasn't just about putting fans on screen. It was about making the audience feel like they were part of the narrative. And in Chicago, that formula worked almost too well. By the time the concert ended, exhausted fans slowly poured out into the streets surrounding Soldier Field, still screaming lyrics and replaying videos from the night. Traffic around the stadium reportedly remained backed up for hours as thousands attempted to leave simultaneously. But even outside the venue, the energy didn't disappear. Groups of fans continued singing Bruno Mars songs while walking through parking lots and downtown streets well after midnight. Several local Chicago businesses later posted online about unusually high late-night traffic connected to the concert crowd. One nearby restaurant owner described the post-show atmosphere as absolute insanity. "People came in still yelling about the Angel Baby Cam," he said in a local interview. "I've never seen concert energy carry into the city like that before." For Bruno Mars, the Chicago explosion may become one of the defining viral moments of the entire tour. Not because of pyrotechnics. Not because of special effects. But because of a simple emotional interaction that spiraled into something unforgettable. In today's entertainment landscape, where audiences constantly search for authenticity, moments like this carry enormous power. Fans no longer just want flawless vocals or expensive visuals. They want experiences that feel alive. Unpredictable. Personal. Chicago got exactly that. And for one deafening moment inside Soldier Field, Bruno Mars reminded the entire industry why genuine crowd connection still matters more than anything else.